Supreme Court unanimously ruled today that a law banning gun ownership from any person who uses drugs illegally violates the Second Amendment. ABC's Devin Dwyer covers the court.
The decision does set new limits on how the federal government can go after gun owners simply for having a history of drug use, and it was especially welcomed by millions of American cannabis users who have had to disarm or risk up to 15 years behind bars.
Vice President J.D. Vance briefing reporters on the memorandum of understanding the U.S. signed with Iran to end the fighting. It's reopened the Strait of Hormuz. The deal has faced criticism from some Republicans and many Democrats. Heavy rain creating dangerous conditions along the Gulf Coast. A flash flood emergency has been issued for Picayune, Mississippi, where 3 to 5 inches of rain have fallen and another 3 to 6 inches of rain are possible today. This is ABC News. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth criticized U.S. European allies for what they did during these strikes on Iran.
These allies, they put America's sons and daughters, our sons and daughters, at risk by denying them the predictable access, basing, and overflight that never should have been in question at all.
He says as a result, the U.S. will review its force posture in Europe. Home security appears to show an explosion in the sky minutes before a small plane crash in Laredo, Texas.
A dashboard camera in a car traveling in the opposite direction shows the plane owned by charter company NetJets sliding down the highway, taking out light poles before breaking into at least 2 pieces. ABC News contributor, retired Colonel Steve Ganyard.
The airplane was fully controllable all the way to impact. So the question will be, why were those engines not producing enough thrust?
The 2 pilots and 3 of the passengers were hospitalized in stable condition. Joshua Baer, the founder of an Austin company that supports tech startups, was killed.
I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
Seattle police are apologizing after admitting it pushed misleading claims. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic with Ted Beener.
Thank you. The crash on southbound I-5 at the Boeing Freeway has cleared. All lanes are back open there. But on the other side of the freeway, northbound I-5, though just north of 128, that crash is over on the right shoulder and the backup to 164th. It is slowly recovering. Otherwise, your Thursday morning commute slowly improving, and there are lingering slowdowns, including southbound I-5. Got slowing from about 85th into downtown. Southbound 405 got crowding from Totem Lake to near 520. From the south end, northbound I-5 is stacked up from Albro into downtown, and northbound 405 is a slow go from 167 to past I-90. In fact, that drive time from Renton to Bellevue has eased to 40 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle has improved to 50 minutes. 32 of those are from South Center. And coming in from Snohomish County, Everett to Seattle, that is down to 35 minutes, and to Bellevue, 45 minutes. Don't miss fireworks nights all summer long, presented by T-Mobile. The next show is tomorrow, June 19th. Get your tickets at marinos.com/fireworks. I'm Ted Beener with KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Seattle police are acknowledging they misled the public about 6 arrests tied to an Aurora Avenue crackdown. Most of the arrests SPD promoted as part of a successful operation were actually made in an entirely different neighborhood. Casey McNerthy with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office told KIRO 7 TV half of SPD's report was accurate.
The allegations are that they believe they were communicating with either a 14 or 15-year-old girl. And it turns out it was an undercover police officer, and the meetup locations were in West Seattle.
SPD apologized for conflating 2 different operations, including 5 arrests in West Seattle and just 1 arrest on Aurora. They say that it did provide outreach for some 13 women and children along Aurora Avenue. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is launching a crackdown on open-air drug markets targeting 2 Seattle neighborhoods struggling with persistent crime. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports in a policy twist, the mayor will now send offenders to jail as well as diversion programs.
In the open-air drug markets along 12th and Jackson in Little Saigon and just up the street in Beacon Hill, dozens of dealers, addicts, and the homeless buy and sell stolen goods, everything from laundry detergent to clothing to alcohol, and they sell, buy, and use meth and fentanyl. No more, Mayor Wilson says in a new web post, spelling out expanded police presence, and offenders will now be booked into jail or enrolled in the lead diversion program. She's also giving $1.1 million to outreach organizations committed, she says, to helping people change their lives. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Tickets have only gotten more expensive for the USA-Australia World Cup match in Seattle tomorrow. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports StubHub has tickets for two starting around $2,200.
Game Time also has several tickets up for grabs. Those start at slightly cheaper at about $2,000 even per ticket. Ticketmaster doesn't have any tickets available. Now, for Seattle's first game on Monday, Egypt versus Belgium brought out around 66,000 people to the stadium. Now, if you can't make it to the game, there are several watch parties available. You can go to the Seattle Waterfront, Pioneer Square, Boxcar Park in Everett, Legacy Square in Renton, and several other sites that are all opening for people to watch the game for free or at least for pretty cheap.
Workers at the Embassy Suites Pioneer Square walked off the job early this morning, calling for better pay, more hours, and year-round health care. The hotel sits right next to Lumen Field. Union leaders say many employees are struggling to make ends meet and want protections for immigrant workers. A hotel spokesperson tells us the company is bargaining in good faith and has contingency plans. For your KIRO News Radio weather, clear skies and sunshine again today. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 62 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. So glad that you're hanging out with us on this beautiful day. Ursula, I'm feeling really excited. Good morning to you.
You are a nut. You are a
Good
nut.
morning.
Oh, goodness. We do have a very packed show for you.
Yeah.
After a deadly wildfire in Spokane, and especially now with hot and dry conditions for the Pacific Northwest, should people in the Puget Sound area start prepping their homes for urban wildfires? Coming up at 9:30, an expert is going to join us to explain why the answer is yes. How prepared are you? Got that question for you.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. As prepared as we are for the big one that we know is going to eventually happen here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Let's get to the magic. Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law Network.
Well, it's rare that we have to start with a correction to one of our top stories yesterday, but that is exactly what we are doing this morning. So yesterday, we, along with news outlets all across Seattle, reported that a major police operation along Aurora Avenue led to a bunch of arrests and also outreach efforts involving women and children being exploited. And this information came directly from the Seattle Police Department, and again, was talking about Aurora. But it turns out much of the information was wrong, and SPD is now apologizing after admitting several of the arrests that it publicly linked to Aurora Avenue actually happened in West Seattle. And now, according to the King County Prosecutor's Office, 5 of the 6 cases that were referred for charges involved men who allegedly believed they were meeting 14 or 15-year-old girls, but they were instead communicating with undercover cops. And police did an outreach effort on Aurora, and they say at least one arrest there was connected to a shooting investigation. But again, the headline and details originally posted by SPD overstated what happened on Aurora and mixed it with this totally unrelated operation in West Seattle. Lieutenant Patrick Michaud apologized for the confusion, saying that he was given unclear information that should have been verified before it was posted.
Hey, Ursula, before I get into this, I want to make sure I properly say top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law, because I was a little excited to get into the show, so I didn't say it right. So I want to make sure I get this straight. None of it was true? Like there wasn't.
No, there was an outreach effort on Aurora.
But I'm talking about of the 6, were any of them arrested because of an outreach on Aurora?
There was one arrest connected to a shooting investigation, but the cases involving men approaching undercover cops, that was in West Seattle.
Okay. Thank you for telling us that. And I just want to give a huge thank you. And are we going to have our colleague, Charlie Harger, onto the show? We're going to have Charlie Harger on at 10 o'clock. And the reason why I get to give Charlie Harger, because sometimes, I go on his show sometimes and he gets a little uncomfortable. But I got to tell you, Charlie was at his best He was at his best because, Ursula, this is what he said in this headline. He talked about it. He says, sometimes the lie isn't the sentence, it's the structure. And without going too deep into this, I'm glad he said that. And I'm just glad that basically that people are starting to see that sometimes when there's pressure on politicians, there's pressure on law enforcement to get things or make the community feel safer. In the past and in history, there have been people that have been falsely accused, falsely convicted because it made the community feel safer. One example, I'm only going to give you one, 1989 was Central Park 5. But it didn't take 6 or 7 hours like Charlie Harger to go and figure out this wasn't the truth. It took 13 years to get it right. This was after coerced witness statements and testimony and all that stuff. So I'll just end it with this, Ursula. I'll keep it simple. I'm grateful that Charlie did this because I want people to know, had Charlie Harger not did this, that headline would have remained.
Well, I find this just outrageous, actually. For months, Aurora Avenue has been the symbol of Seattle's public safety failures. We've talked about ad nauseum, the sex trafficking, kids being exploited, shootings, armed pimps fighting over territory, neighbors having to put up barricades. They're pleading with City Hall to do something. And while I was gone, apparently, city leaders held a press conference promising we're going to have a coordinated response. And then Seattle police post this press release yesterday that appears to show progress. And hey, me, along with everybody else, we want to report that there's progress being made. So we all reported on it. But now we have to take it back because of the central claim of the story being false. So first of all, sorry is not good enough. The damage goes beyond a bad headline. Trust matters. And if SPD tells us something, we should be able to believe it. That is a huge problem. So that's first of all. But I think this also points to the dysfunction that is plaguing City Hall right now when it comes to Seattle's response to crime. The right hand does not know what the left hand is doing. They're not on the same page. Public Safety Chair Bob Kettle perfectly summarized it during this news conference that they had last week.
I'm not overly confident right now that this press conference or the community march that I attended on Saturday night will accomplish our goals or stop this, basically the standard running to stand still that we see in our city when it comes to public safety.
And he's right. Instead of celebrating a little bit of progress, we're once again talking about, confusion, miscommunication, and frankly, lack of credibility. And it is a terrible look for SPD. It is a terrible look for the new police chief and a terrible look for the new administration that keeps telling us things are going to get better. Help is finally on the way.
The thing is, and I can't take credit for this because one of you all said it. I don't know if it was Chef or somebody. This is an unforced error.
Yeah.
Unforced. Totally unprompted. But the thing that I think that folks are getting close to, and I don't usually hear other people say it, so I'm going to say it. We're starting to see, when I talk about the system, you start to see how these stories happen and how easily it happens. And usually there's always a topic. Right now, the topic for everyone right now is Aurora, that street. That's the red meat, right? And people will keep talking about the pimp shooting. So even though it'll be 6 months from now and people will talk about the pimp shooting as if it just happened yesterday. So when they talk about these stories, a lot of times I think what happens is to appease and make people feel safe. It reminds me, if you have mold in your house, the black stuff is all over your wall. the landlord sends folks in to fix up the mold. And guess what they do? They take the white paint and they cover up the mold on there. And then that's for everybody. See, you're better now. You feel safe. The problem is, for years, still today, we still try to put white paint onto the mold. The problem is behind it. It's internal. There's chronic issues, but we continue to, people get elected. People feel they win awards to put white paint on the black mold and be like, hey, everybody, don't you feel safe? So as long as you feel and appear safe, that's fine. That's it.
Well, we've been talking about Aurora, but how about 12th and Jackson? Because that's also been a notorious hotspot for crime. And after years of open-air drug use and violence and public disorder, city leaders, specifically Mayor Katie Wilson, is announcing a new strategy for that area around 12th and Jackson in Little Saigon. Business owners and people who live there have complained for years that all that criminal activity has made the neighborhood unsafe and has taken away their customers. And so the mayor announced yesterday that the city will increase police patrols while investing over $1 million in outreach workers, overdose response teams, treatment services, and neighborhood programs. And the mayor says open-air drug sales, drug use, and the fencing of stolen goods will no longer be tolerated. People contacted by police could face arrest or be referred to diversion and treatment programs. But it's important for her to point out that she says we can't arrest our way out of these problems. She says she's committed to making sure that people can get the treatment and support they need to change their lives.
I've been in this media space. I'm one of the newer people around here. I'll admit that. I'm new in the media space. Okay, so $1.1 million is going to be thrown at 12th and Jackson. Remember a second ago I told you guys about the white paint over the. This is white paint again. So this is what I'm saying. My question would be to Katie Wilson and to everyone: how do you measure this? How do you measure?
Great question.
I'm going to tell you how you measure.
Yeah.
Because some people measure this by arrest. Some people measure this by how many people refer to the lead program, and if they got housed in treatment and everything like that. They publish these different numbers. This is simple. This is how we measure this $1.1 million of one-time money towards this. By the way, it's just white paint on the black wall with that is has some mold. Next year, June 2027, will we have a better number? Because we keep hearing the same thing. And by the way, this is no disrespect to the mayor. This is everyone. 12th and Jackson is a chronic issue. 12th and Jackson.
Yeah, it preceded her.
So, right. You can't just throw $1.1 million at it and think that it's going to get better. Like I said, this is not a shot at the mayor. I'm just saying is find out how we're going to measure success. And 1.1, you can't just have enforcement. You can't just have services only. You got to have a combination of both, and it is very complex. But the thing is when we just usually talked about in a way of, how can I get elected, and how can I get people to like me?
Well, I will give credit that it is being addressed, of a concerted effort at 12th and Jackson, because it is desperately needed, long overdue. But the part that has me pausing is the whole, we can't arrest our way out of these problems. I get that. But Seattle has also spent the better part of the past decade proving that it can't outreach its way out of them either. So like you said, there has to be some combination that proves to be effective, more effective than what we've been doing, because so far what we've been doing has not worked, and that has been totally unfair to the people who live and work around 12th and Jackson. Remember, this is the same intersection where Metro thought it was so dangerous that for a while there they didn't even stop. The buses didn't even stop there.
Have you ever heard the saying? I don't know if you ever heard this before. Have you guys ever heard the saying that Washington and Seattle, it doesn't have a money problem, it has a spending problem? Have you guys ever heard that?
Heard that in the state of Washington as a whole.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna see that, and I'm gonna raise you one. And I got one new for you guys. Can go. You guys can take this with you. You can write it down if you want to. Washington doesn't have a money problem. You ready for this? Washington has a priorities problem. Has a priorities problem. And just let that sink in for a second. Has a priorities problem.
Hey, let's switch it up.
Okay.
I like that, though. Priorities problem. Remember the teen who survived that bear attack while hiking Mount Si?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's talking about that experience.
Yeah.
And he spoke with KIRO 7 TV in an exclusive interview. His name is he's 16 years old. His name is Noli Pina. And he and his basketball teammates from Auburn's Thomas Jefferson High School were out, get this, it was their first hike ever. So they were celebrating the end of the school year. But miles into the hike at Mount Si, a black bear charged out of the woods at all of them. And when the bear came after Noli and another teen, he first tried to stand his ground.
First thing I thought of was like get big and just make loud noise, and it wasn't working.
By the way, that's what I tried with the coyote, and it wasn't working for me either. Just FYI. Anyway, Noli and the other kid ran, and he tells KIRO 7 TV he sprinted down the mountain, fell through thick brush, and lost his shoes and his pants. And he says that bear swiped him twice, scratching into his leg, and he tried fighting back. He tried playing dead, but the bear would not leave him alone for more than half an hour.
Like I just started praying and just saying, like, please get me out of here. My heart was just racing so fast, like just thinking I'm gonna die. And at one point I had a stick, and like I tried to hit it, and it like bit the stick and it grabbed it. But like I tried to pull it back, and it just grabbed it and then yanked it off. And I was just like, it's like it's over. I really don't even know how I'm back here, to be honest.
Okay, just put yourself in his position. Okay, so his final act of defense.
Yeah.
He has a special talent for this. He was able to whistle really loud. Mm-hmm. And it was those whistles that finally scared the bear off. And he was battered and he was bleeding, and he came across another hiker who helped him to other rescuers and ATVs to get him out of there. Now, what do you think he says about the bear?
I don't know. What did he say?
Well, he's basically saying he doesn't want any harm to the bear. But he also doesn't plan to visit Mount Si anytime soon.
I have nothing against nature. No animals, no nothing. It's just like, it just happened.
So, so there was. It sounds like it was 3 of them at one point, and then tell me what the other first 2 did.
Yeah, what did the other two? I think they ran.
Oh,
yeah. So they tried to stand up to the bear basically, and it kind of singled those 2 out.
Yeah.
And when it kept charging at him, they sprint down the mountain. Noli's falling through the brush, loses the pants, loses the shoes. The other buddy sprains his ankle, and the bear basically singles Noli out and swipes at him, right? Plays dead.
Which
starts spraying.
Which one are you in this scenario, G?
You already know which one I am.
You're the one who's sprinting.
And the thing is, y'all look. I've learned. You guys got mad at me the last time I told you what to do with the bear. Okay, you know what? I watched them scary movies back in the day. You know what I mean? And Chef said it yesterday. You ain't got to be faster than the bear. You got to be faster than your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, young man, I'm glad you okay. This story, I never heard of a detailed story like this. This is the first time in my life. Again, glad you okay.
Man.
And if that would have been me, Ursula, that bear would have been like, man, I got a chunky one here. You got some thick thighs, young man.
After wrestling with a bear for a half hour, he did everything right. He did everything he was supposed to.
Hey, man, that bear would have tore me up, man. that bear would have been like, ain't no way. I was like, I got some ezels right here. I'm about to tear this thing up.
No, like those scratches, they weren't especially deep, so they didn't like rip into the muscle.
No. Yeah. But they
so
looked
it
like
must have just been like a stare down for half an hour, getting stalked.
Now, am I allowed to ask how he lost his pants? No, I'll leave it alone.
You ever try running through the woods like that?
Yeah, it's getting caught on everything.
Yeah. Hey, 947, would you rather? And up next, Ted Boehner is coming in, and guess what he said? Exact words. Paraphrasing. You should be worried about wildfires burning down your home. He joins us next, Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
So every time I pull up to a gas pump, I find myself doing the math. How much is this going to cost me today? And if you've filled your tank anytime recently, you know it has been rough out there. But if the pain at the pump has you thinking about a hybrid or electric vehicle, start your search at Carter Subaru. You are going to find a great selection of hybrid and electric models, plus more than 800 Subarus in stock, the largest Subaru inventory in the entire state of Washington. You know that I have purchased cars from Carter Subaru. In fact, 2 of our cars in our family that we drive right now are from Carter Subaru. Why? Because we believe in them. They are invested in our community. They know how to treat their customers right at Carter Subaru. You're not going to get the runaround. You are going to get straight talk, and you are going to be treated like family. Carter Subaru is in Ballard, in Shoreline, or you can find them online at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 6/30/26.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
There is nothing so special as June in a Northwest garden. Hi, I'm Gina at Sky Nursery. I have been a huge gardener since my now adult kids were shorter than my lavender. This time of year, I like to be out in the garden checking on things, enjoying the afternoon golden hour. If you still have room for new plants, it's a great time to get them in the ground before the summer heat. Explore Sky's colorful tapestry of trees and shrubs, veggies and herbs, fountains, hanging baskets, and more. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store. Learn more at skynursery.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Don't wait, insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Olympic Hot Tubs mid-year clearance event is on. Score big savings on saltwater hot tubs, saunas, and swim spas. Hurry, our mid-year clearance and these incredible deals end June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. President Trump has signed the so-called Memorandum of Understanding that will lead an end to the war and a promise from Iran that they will not develop a nuclear weapon. ABC's news contributor and former Defense Department official Mick Mulroy says the deal is more beneficial to Iran right now.
This is a totalitarian regime. They spend money on what they want to spend money for. We, I think, rightfully touted that we degraded their ballistic missile capacity and the capacity to manufacture those missiles substantially. They can spend a lot of this money to reconstitute that missile arsenal, and that was considered to be the protector of their nuclear program.
The Strait of Hormuz under the agreement will allow for maritime traffic, but Iran may have to find ways to charge fees for passing ships. Seattle police are apologizing after sharing misleading information about weekend arrests tied to an Aurora Avenue crackdown. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey reports.
When SPD announced 6 arrests along Aurora Avenue in North Seattle tied to human trafficking and exploitation, neighbors dealing with an ongoing pimp turf war and prostitution there rejoiced. Then Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office told KIRO 7 TV half of SPD's report was accurate.
The allegations are that they believe they were communicating with either a 14 or 15-year-old girl. And it turns out it was an undercover police officer, and the meetup locations were in West Seattle.
SPD apologized for conflating 2 different operations. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle is investing $8 million next year to prevent homelessness before it starts. Mayor Katie Wilson says the funding will support rental assistance, eviction defense services, and a new centralized application portal. The city says eviction filings have hit record highs, and the program aims to help at least 1,000 households stay housed annually. Agencies interested in applying can attend virtual information sessions on June 23rd or June 25th. More than 100 Seattle school bus workers are losing their jobs this summer. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha is in Lake City.
First Student, which serves Seattle Public Schools, will get rid of operations at facilities in Belltown and here in the Olympic Hills neighborhood. The layoffs come more than a year after the bus drivers' strike that ended in a new agreement between the Teamsters Local 174 and First Student.
111 employees will be laid off on August 17th. A little splash of good news in Puget Sound. A new orca calf has been spotted. The Center for Whale Research says a brand new member of the endangered southern resident killer whale population was seen Sunday traveling with L-Pod. The calf is being called L-130, and scientists are now working to confirm who the mother is. Researchers say every new calf is a big deal for this endangered population. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. This traffic report is brought to you by LeMay America's Car Museum. We're seeing typical slowdowns on I-5 in both directions through downtown. Northbound is backed up from the West Seattle Bridge to the Convention Center. Southbound is slowing from Northgate into the Ship Canal Bridge. 405 is heavy as usual in Bellevue and Renton, especially southbound as you approach I-90. Over on the east side, watch for delays on 520 heading into Seattle and some crowding on I-90 across the lake. No major accidents reported right now. Some drive times: Federal Way to Seattle about 46, Renton to Bellevue 30, Linwood to Seattle 28. Give this Father's Day at LeMay America's Car Museum. Enjoy hundreds of cars, racing simulators, kids' activities, and the new cafe. Make memories that last at americascarmuseum.org. For your forecast, sunshine and warm weather today. Highs will be in the 70s. Right now, it's about 60 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. It is going to be another warm day today, and we've been reporting about that fast-moving wildfire that began in Spokane on Tuesday and forced 12,000 people to evacuate. And it started like just from a flicker, and within 2 hours it went to level 3 evacuation orders for thousands of people in residential neighborhoods. And we've always known that people on the east side of our state have to be concerned because of wildfires, G, but we're hearing more and more that we on the west side need to be concerned. And one of the Northwest's top emergency management experts, Ted Beener, a friend and colleague, is in studio right now. Ted, we need to be paying more attention to this.
Oh, absolutely. I want to take you back to Labor Day weekend 2020. Do you remember the wildfire that we had in the Bonnie Lake area?
Yes.
That threatened, I think it burned 4 homes. We had no fatalities with that. But that is another case where Western Washington is just about as much fire prone as Eastern Washington. Now, Eastern Washington has already got a head start. There's like over a dozen wildfires in progress in Eastern Washington right now. We're going to have our step up to this plate coming up probably by the time we get into the middle of July and on through August and perhaps past Labor Day weekend as well.
Are we doing enough?
No. I keep pounding the table on getting people to think about that urban interface wildfire issue. So it doesn't mean that your house is going to burn, but you need to create what is called defensible space around your home. So what does that mean? You can go to firewise.org for all the details. So again, that's firewise.org. But for instance, how many people stack firewood next to their house during the summer season getting ready for the coming fall, right? Oh, now that you're just asking for trouble. Another one you can do, all those trees that you have around your yard,
bushes,
get them trimmed up above your head so that if we have a fire that crawls near your home, it won't go what's called ladder fires. It will go up into the tree and just spread all over the place from there. Also, clean your roof and your gutters. Okay, all that tree debris that's up there, if you have any embers from a distant fire, remember what happened in L.A.? They had a lot of fires start miles away from the original fire because the embers were flying through the air, landed on the roof, and that's what caught those rooftops on fire.
So wait a minute. Yeah, that's a very good point. So when you say the gutters in the roof and clean it up from debris, is that kind of some of the reasons why sometimes fireworks land on the roof coming up, and that might start?
Yep, exactly. And we're just, 4th of July, 250th for the U.S., their birthday. We're going to have a lot of fireworks coming up here in just a matter of weeks.
So, Ted, is there something different about today versus years in the past where we're talking more and more about urban wildfires versus, because like this one in Spokane, I mean, this was smack in the middle of a neighborhood.
Oh, absolutely. Remember what happened there in August of 23, just days after what happened in Maui. They had several hundred homes burned there. We had 2 fatalities with that, with 2 different wildfires that were wind-driven. The fire you just mentioned over in northeast of downtown Spokane, also wind-driven. The Bonnie Lake fire in 2020 here on this side was wind-driven. Many of the fires in Oregon we've seen in West Side fires down in Medford and outside of Salem in the Columbia Gorge, all wind-driven fires. So here's another thing that people don't realize. Since the 1950s, our summers now are 3 to 4 weeks longer than they used to be. I'm not going to use the term global warming, but overall our planet is warming. And so now you have more warmer weather, drier conditions like we're experiencing right now. There's no rain in the forecast in the near future. We may end up with this month being totally dry the rest of the way.
Really?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Stay tuned. But that is the case at this point. We're going to warm up again early next week. We're going to get it back up into the 80s, maybe crack the 90-degree mark again. So we're seeing more of this. Again, our summers are longer, so we're drier, we're warmer, which sets us up for a greater threat of any kind of fires around here. Fireworks is a concern. Got to keep those campfires cold before you leave. Tighten
Don't
up
throw cigarettes out the window.
Cigarettes out the window. You can start to see roadside fires here any day now, I strongly suspect. Tighten up those chains on for the boat or whatever you're towing, because those chains will spark on the highway and then get into the brush, and there's your another roadside fire issue. So there's lots of things we can do. It wouldn't surprise me if we're going to start to see burn bans throughout many of our jurisdictions.
Now, Ted, I got a question, though, because with and you're an emergency management, you've been involved. I mean, you and I worked when I was news director. You and I worked together, right, trying to make sure that we knew what to do in the case of this, that, and the other thing. And so much attention was given, or has been given, to the big one and the earthquake. But I don't hear a whole lot of talk about urban wildfire.
Well, last year I did a piece with Matt Deere from Washington DNR downstairs in our studio. And we talked about the wildfire threat across the state, not just the east side, the Columbia Gorge, but also on the west side. That's still available on our YouTube channel. So I would take a look at that. Lots of good material that we discussed there with regards to the potential for urban interface wildfires here in western Washington.
Thank you, Ted Beater. You know what my favorite is when you come on the show?
What's
you
that?
always come with receipts.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like you always have the dates lined up and all that stuff. So I appreciate it.
There's a lot of info up in this noggin, that's for sure.
Well, and best, again, because you gave some tips, best way to find out how we can get prepared for urban wildfires, where should we go?
Firewise.org. Great information there. Get your home and your business defensible space around it.
Hey, Ted, why are you scared to call it global warming?
It's a bad term from a political perspective. 7 out of the 8 years during the Bush administration, Bush 2, we couldn't use that term in the National Weather Service. So I now use the term warming planet because it's both the atmosphere and the oceans.
I've never.
Right?
I'm not. I had no idea politics gets in the way of doing what's right. Really?
Yeah. We got in deep trouble if we used that term during those 7 years.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it's amazing.
First time I've ever heard of it.
Thank you for
Ted.
having me.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, would you rather? Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you, gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/ground advantage to learn more.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Hello. Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Let's say you get into a car accident. You end up getting hurt. You're missing work, and now the insurance company wants you to handle the paperwork yourself while you're still recovering. Here's what happens when you go it alone. They throw out a lowball offer. You're on defense from minute one, and you're scraping for a fair shake against people who do this for a living. But here's what happens when you call Harold Carr Law Offices. They handle everything. The paperwork, the negotiation, the insurance company, all of it. You focus on getting better. They focus on getting you what you actually deserve. And trust me, that number is almost always higher than what you would have walked away with on your own. 7 locations across Western Washington, a huge qualified team, and a free consultation at carlaw.com. Carr is spelled with 2 R's, C-A-R-R. They'll actually listen to you and give you an honest assessment without any pressure. That's carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call Carr. C-A-R-R. carlaw.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And right now, new mattresses start at $1,500 during our 4th of July sale. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value, including testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Hope you all are having a nice day. Hey, coming up at 10 o'clock, we got a lot to talk about, including Washington's vote by mail. Those elections could be reshaped by federally backed changes. So looking forward to that. And please text in all of the findings of any type of mishandling of voter stuff happening in Washington, please send those in. We would need that information so we can be talking about that. But coming up right now, let's get to Would You Rather. Ursula, I got a good one for us today, and I didn't pull up News Boss today, so I didn't have that little sounder. Would you rather, this is for everybody else too, would you rather have a president who's brilliant but can't communicate, or who is a phenomenal communicator but terrible on policy?
Former rather than the latter. You have to live with terrible policies. You can deal with horrible communication. Someone else can do the communicating.
Gotcha.
How about you?
I'm going to go with brilliant but can't communicate. Well, I mean, sure, let me get the brilliant, boring person. Matter of fact, you ever notice at work or in your family, show me the most boring person in your family or at work, and I guarantee you I'll show you someone that's well put together. Boring people are doing what the heck they supposed to be. That's why they boring. That's why
they get
boring.
the job done, and they don't care about getting the glory, it being about them.
No.
Yeah.
They actually do the job.
Uh-huh.
Right? They actually.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah. Here's another one.
He's not boring.
He's not boring, but he gets the job done.
Would you rather know a candidate's entire private past or judge them only by what they've done in office?
That's a harder one. But I would say I would lean harder on what they've done in office. But there are certain things that have happened when they're not in office that could play into whether I would trust them to be in such a high power office.
I think going forward, I think that the way we are set up now, and I'm with it, judge them by only what they've done in office. I think the past doesn't matter anymore, right?
I'm curious though if everyone agrees with that. Does it matter what is in your past? And I know that there's been someone who has changed.
I was trying to move on. But yeah, go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead.
I know. But there's someone who's broken the mold. A few people who've broken the mold. Maybe not just one, but one especially. But my question is, I think you have to judge someone's past, and I think that's so much of why we have issues today.
Yeah, Gary Hart, they judged his past. He had to stop running. He had to pull out.
Kamala, I mean, they've judged her past.
Oh,
a lot of people's past
Harold
have been
Dean
judged.
made a weird sound once, or Howard Dean.
Okay, sorry.
How about Obama's past? Remember he didn't have a birth certificate?
Oh my gosh! We've been choosing joy for 2 months.
I'm just out of curiosity.
Why are you doing this?
Hey guys, I'm just asking questions. I got a question for Ursula.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I wasn't working in media during this time. Hey Ursula, when that whole birth certificate thing was happening, back then, did you ever have any colleagues that actually believed that?
I plead the fifth.
Believed it or repeated it regardless.
Okay.
I'm choosing joy.
Can I re-ask it another way? Did you know any adults over the age of 21 that actually was like,
oh, yeah. No. Better yet.
Yeah, what you got?
I had someone, I was appalled. And to this day, I want to come back and confront her about it. I've confronted her about other things that she has said. But when she brought that up, she brought it up in front of her young daughter. I mean, this was many years ago, obviously. But she brought it up in front of her daughter, and I just I cannot even believe that that is coming out of your mouth and that you're saying it in front of your child. And that you, a smart woman, someone I've known since childhood, would repeat that. I've had to block this person.
You know, I like asking you random questions because I don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know where you're going with your random questions.
And I hear the music. I got one more question for you. In your time in working in the media space and just being an adult in general, have you ever like?
Oh, by the way, can we go back to that last question though? Yeah. When things like that would be complained about, I was told it's diversity of thought.
By the way, hey,
alternate realities may be more accurate.
Hey, Ursula, have you ever met an adult like they are extreme? Hear me out. They're extremely smart, right? I mean, smart.
Yes.
Smart in every. They're like, yo, that person is wicked smart.
Yes.
But then there's one lane, an area where you're like, wait, I don't get it.
Yes.
How are you this smart here?
And I've asked that question to them, to their face. How are you this smart? And you still believe that.
All right. That was a great would you rather. 2 questions.
I don't know. Maybe great for you.
It's a convenient mistruth.
Okay, everybody. Are you ready to talk about Washington's vote by mail elections potentially being reshaped by the federal administration's back changes? What example would you text in right now would make you believe that Washington needs to change the mail-in ballot? Let me see if I can guess. We'll do that next. Gee and Ursula.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz here again with Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Greg, there are some folks getting CP 504 notices. This is not something that should be ignored. You need a professional.
When you receive a CP 504 notice, alarm bells need to go off. And as much as you just want to push that envelope aside, because they know it's not going to be good. And it's not a very good notice to get because it means the IRS is really coming down on you hard. Get help right away. Call somebody that knows what they're doing and get some assistance.
How have you helped?
We help them by understanding exactly where they're at. We interview them, we talk with them, find out. We'd like to know, how did you get here? And then we make a plan whereby we do our level best to help people with this struggle they are having now with their taxes.
Judgment-free.
Judgment-free.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn with None Better Tax Resolution. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Moving into Aegis was one of the best decisions I ever made because I became connected with lots of friends.
This is my friend Susie, and we haven't known each other very long. We just kind of clicked.
She found this wonderful place, and so that I moved in. One thing we both like, we watch football games. I'm a tight end girl myself.
Aegis Living has been trusted for nearly 30 years to deliver award-winning care in luxury senior living. Visit aegisliving.com/KIRO and see for yourself.
Summer's right around the corner. Can you say World Series? I don't want to jinx anybody, and I don't want to jinx the heating system or cooling system that you have, but it could possibly out at home. So the best thing to do right now is to replace the system. You want it done right and done fast. Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Upgrade to a Lennox cooling system and get a new heating system free. Plus available utility rebates. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. For 34 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President Trump in a social media post says the memo of understanding with Iran has oil flowing again and vowed that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Vice President J.D. Vance at a briefing pushing back on criticism Iran gets to sell oil and possibly receive access to billions in frozen funds.
I've seen skeptics of the deal. People say the Iranians will never change their behavior. Well, maybe that's true. And if so, they don't get any of the benefits of the bargain. But isn't it worth trying?
The Supreme Court today ruling a Texas man who admitted to using marijuana and was charged with unlawful possession of a gun was unconstitutional. Justice Neil Gorsuch, who wrote the opinion, said it's a narrow decision and does not end the government's power to take guns away from drug users. In Chicago this hour, the dedication ceremony underway for the Obama Presidential Center. That center opens to the public tomorrow. And in New York Knicks fans are celebrating the NBA champions with a ticker tape parade, the team's first title in more than 50 years. This is ABC News. The English men's national soccer team opened its 2026 World Cup play with a 4-2 victory over Croatia at Dallas Stadium yesterday. It's what happened, though, before the match that got the attention of police.
The Londoner pub in Dallas has become the favorite gathering spot for English fans to watch the matches played in nearby Arlington. Before the Three Lions played Croatia, Dallas police were called when the Brits got too rowdy. The England fans reportedly drank 5,000 beers at the Londoner, draining the taps, tipping over tables, but spending more than $40,000 before they were kicked out. Jim Ryan, ABC News in Dallas-Fort Worth.
An ancient tree in Sherwood Forest, which, according to legend, sheltered Robin Hood, has died. That tree, estimated to be 1,200 years old. Conservationists say it did not die of old age. Instead, they say the tree died likely due to climate change, as well as the number of tourists visiting, which affected the soil. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Seattle police admit they made a mistake, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. This traffic report is brought to you by LeMay America's Car Museum. We're seeing some usual slowdowns on I-5 in both directions through downtown. Northbound is backed up from the West Seattle Bridge to the Convention Center. Southbound is slowing from Northgate into the Ship Canal Bridge. I-405 is heavy as usual in Bellevue and Renton, especially southbound approaching I-90. On the east side, watch for delays on 520 heading into Seattle. There's some crowding on I-90 across the lake. No major accidents reported right now. Some drive times, Federal Way to Seattle, still about 45 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, a half an hour. Linwood to Seattle, about 28 minutes. Give time this Father's Day at LeMay America's Car Museum. Enjoy hundreds of cars, racing simulators, kids' activities, and the new cafe. Make memories that last. AmericasCarMuseum.org.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Seattle police are acknowledging they misled the public about 6 arrests tied to an Aurora Avenue crackdown.
There wasn't a mention in the charging documents of Aurora
Most of the arrests SPD promoted as part of a successful operation were actually made in another neighborhood. Casey McNerthy with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office told KIRO 7 TV.
The allegations are that they believe they were communicating with either a 14 or 15-year-old girl. And it turns out it was an undercover police officer, and the meetup locations were in West Seattle.
SPD apologized for conflating two different operations, including 5 arrests in West Seattle and just 1 arrest on Aurora. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is launching a crackdown on open-air drug markets, targeting 2 Seattle neighborhoods struggling with persistent crime. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey reports in a policy twist, the mayor will now send offenders to jail as well as diversion programs.
In the open-air drug markets along 12th and Jackson and Little Saigon and just up the street in Beacon Hill, dozens of dealers, addicts, and the homeless buy and sell stolen goods, everything from laundry detergent to clothing to alcohol, and they sell, buy, and use meth and fentanyl. No more, Mayor Wilson says in a new web post, spelling out expanded police presence, and offenders will now be booked into jail or enrolled in the lead diversion program. She's also giving $1.1 million to outreach organizations committed, she says, to helping people change their lives. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We are 1 day away from the U.S. versus Australia World Cup match in Seattle. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports tickets are still available, but they're not cheap.
For 2 seats together, StubHub has tickets starting around $2,200 a piece. Game Time also has several dozen tickets up for grabs. Those start slightly cheaper at about $2,000 a ticket. But there's also several watch parties at Westlake Park, Pioneer Square. You can hit up the Seattle waterfront. But I will let you know that the tickets for Pier 62 and the Party Barge are sold out for tomorrow.
Seattle is taking on Australia, but not on the soccer pitch. Hundreds of people will pack Seattle's Chinatown International District today in an attempt to set a Guinness World Record for the world's largest dim sum gathering. Organizers for You Win Some, You Dim Sum sold out 900 seats for the event. They're hoping to top the current record of 764 diners set in Australia. Now to your weather, clear skies and sunshine today. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's Gee and Ursula, everybody. Good to have you here. Appreciate you. Now, Ursula, our next guest, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you the truth about something, Ursula. Mm-hmm. It's been about 90 days plus 3 months that I've called him Charlie. I know.
Oh.
It's been about 3 months.
You haven't been calling him Charlie.
Have not.
Why?
Have not. It's Charlie.
Oh. You've become formal with him.
Yes, it's Charlie.
Uh-huh. Is he in the doghouse?
Straight government name. Government name. But, considering what we're about to talk to him about, Charlie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, stay tuned.
Yeah.
To make sense of what you just heard. Because Charlie Harger is here to join us. Coming up at 10:30, we are also going to be talking about... Wait a minute. What are we going to be talking about? Are we talking about these new ways to get people to buy cars and new ways to get people to buy stuff?
I mean, you can. Or you can, yeah. We can ask the listeners what they want to talk about at 10:30.
Okay, that sounds good. 888 Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
But right now we want to talk about our top story because after weeks of neighbors demanding action on Aurora Avenue, Seattle police told us that a weekend operation led to 6 arrests tied to the alleged sexual exploitation of children. And it doesn't happen often, but today we had to report that was not exactly true. And Charlie Harger, Seattle Morning News host, joins us now because you were the one who uncovered that this was not exactly what happened.
Yeah, and as you know, I've been up in the Aurora neighborhood for over a year now, speaking with neighbors, listening to the struggle they're going through. So when we got this story yesterday morning off of the Seattle Police blotter that said 6 arrests were made, and these are felony arrests, and this is people soliciting prostitution. Johns, right?
Yes, on Aurora.
Which is what a lot of people, Gee has even told me, that these are the people you need to be going after.
Mm-hmm.
The Johns soliciting, because keep in mind, these are not, a lot of these people are not women. These
they're
are
children.
They're children that are being sexually exploited. So go after those guys. So we mentioned it throughout the news day yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
SPD cracking down. They have these 6 arrests. They've listed this in the SPD blotter. And then I noted, I go to myself, this says felony arrest. Now, Seattle City Attorney only handles misdemeanors. So
That's right.
I call up the King County prosecutor because felony arrest. And I go, okay, this SPD blotter says they've been charged with felonies. What can you tell me? Can you send me the charging documents? And the spokesperson goes to me, I don't have any Aurora Avenue arrests on my file. And I said, well, that's weird because the SPD blotter is saying that 6 people were arrested for this. And they go, well, we had like 5 out in West Seattle charged with a felony, but that was just a sting operation.
Which apparently they have a problem in West Seattle, too,
Yeah.
sounds like.
Oh,
Okay.
there's crime that happens other places?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I go, okay, well, I'm going to send kind of a pointed message to the SPD and ask what is going on. Because after all, the SPD blotter said this is a place that is facing increased attention and crime is not acceptable, yada, yada, yada.
Well, and in light of everything that we've been talking about for
100%.
months,
Yeah.
and a news conference that just happened last week where all these city leaders were saying we're going to have this concerted effort to work on what is going on Aurora Avenue.
So I send the email. I'm like, what is going on? Because the prosecutor doesn't know what you're talking about. You said charges have been filed. And I got an apology back. Saying essentially, no, this was actually 2 separate things. In fact, these guys didn't have anything to do with Aurora. And 5 of them were arrested in this sting in West Seattle.
Yes.
This one other
Soliciting undercover cops is what it was.
Exactly.
Yes, okay.
This one other person's nothing to do with Aurora. This one other person, though, they were arrested on a firearms charge in Aurora. So to recap, the blotter post said Aurora, crackdown and 6 people arrested. When it turns out this had nothing to do with it, the Aurora prostitution and crime crackdown. I might have had a few choice words for the SPD at that point because that is misleading at best.
That's a blatant lie.
And to make things worse, I just went to the SPD blotter. They have changed a total of 1 word in there. They've just removed the word Aurora from the headline. It all reads exactly the same as it did before. So some reader who even goes there now, after it's been pointed out the lie, even though I have talked about it extensively this morning, KIRO 7 TV has been covering it extensively. They've changed the 1 word Aurora, but Aurora gets mentioned in the body of the copy, and any reader goes to believe what the SPD has to say. They go to the SPD blotter. They're not going to have any idea that these are separate incidents.
And it would be very easy to put on there, to be clear, to avoid confusion. This is not Aurora Avenue. This was West Seattle, a totally separate thing, an undercover sting. We are trying to still address what's happening at Aurora.
Right.
But this has to do with an undercover sting.
And the thing is, as I brought up in the commentary, this is structural, right? This is a lie that is not, overtly said. It's not one sentence that's false on its face. Instead, what's happening here is an inference. It's the omission, the order in which they're presenting the facts. And they haven't gone to correct that. So structurally, you don't see a direct lie, but throughout is the bigger problem.
Well, and the unfortunate thing, go ahead, G.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the unfortunate thing is the impact it has is now, do we trust what SPD puts out on the blotter?
I find it
do we give
difficult
it
to do so.
Face value?
Yeah. Now, okay, to be fair, we should always have questions, especially from the government.
Of course.
But this is a blotter post, you know? This is something like somebody was arrested. Okay. And
it should be reason to celebrate. And I think that's why we all glommed onto it. Like, hey, we've been talking about this problem, and we're happy to report that there's been some progress because that's what neighbors have been begging for. And it doesn't mean that there weren't arrests. Like, this was like an unnecessary, unforced error.
Unrelated. That's completely what it gets it back to for me.
Yo, Charlie.
Yeah.
Last week, I was on your show.
Yeah.
And I went deeper talking about Aurora and everything. And I went into drawing parallel examples of the welfare queen story. Mm-hmm. I talked about the story about which George Bush Sr. talked about the buy of the crack rock, which we turned out to be a controlled buy that Keith Jackson, young man, got 10 years in prison for, just for a prop. And I know that sometimes I got on your show. I respect you because sometimes, it can be, it was a little uncomfortable last Friday a little bit when I was bringing up those numbers. So then when you have a day like today, right, and last night you went to sleep on this, and then your sentence of, because sometimes the lie is in the structure and everything, when you think about all the news stories that you've covered in these situations like this, and you think that today in 2026 that they only changed one word. They didn't come out and let everybody know with a headline like, hey, you know what, we made a mistake. In your opinion, why? Why would they not? Why would they just change the word? Why would they not come out and say, hey, everybody, you know what, we made a mistake?
Well, particularly considering that the lieutenant who apologized to me last night acknowledged a mistake was made, and only one word has been changed as of, what is this, 10:15 in the morning. So that, to me, says that at some point, have we just become so caustic as a society that when we get called out on something that is patently wrong, that we just dig in? Even though we know it's wrong, even though we acknowledge it's wrong, we don't want to take the L.
Yeah. And again, one last thing, and this is not really a question, but it's a statement. Yeah. And again, I appreciate what you did, because had you not done this headline, that word wouldn't have been changed, by the way. And the headline is big. Shared on your show, shared on our show, and the headline was 6 arrested, Aurora sting, right? Yeah. So everybody, so that was the headline. Mm-hmm. But the correction, you see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that has been happening for years, where the correction, and the only reason why the correction right now is a big deal is because Charlie Harger in the media is the one that said, hey, everyone, this is a problem.
It's a problem. And
the unfortunate thing is, they did arrest 6 suspected.
Yeah. But these are people who were
Johns.
Yeah, this is to catch a predator.
Yes.
This is different, I would say, than some guy on Aurora that they're trying to make an example of. Mm-hmm. Why aren't they able to make an example of? We know these men are going up there.
Yeah,
we're knowing they're going up there to use the bodies of the children.
Well, Charlie, thank you, and hopefully there will be some positive, accurate reporting about what is actually happening to address the Aurora situation. But this was unfortunate. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks guys.
Appreciate you.
Okay, let's talk about vote by mail, because it's always a light topic around here. You know that we have voted almost entirely by mail for nearly 2 decades now, but this could be entirely disrupted by a Trump administration proposal and a case before the U.S. Supreme Court. And we've talked about it briefly in the past, but just to reiterate, one proposal would give the U.S. Postal Service a much bigger role in dealing with elections, including creating voter eligibility lists and new ballot tracking requirements. The Trump administration is now demanding that voter rolls from our state and if those rolls are handed over, the Postal Service would be deciding who is allowed to vote. Imagine the Postal Service, which you've been dealing with the Postal Service at all, like I have been a lot lately, that's probably the last thing that they have time to do. But anyway, there's another case before the U.S. Supreme Court could end Washington's practice of counting ballots that arrive after Election Day. So one of the big frustrations for a lot of people is with mail-in ballots, you have to have it postmarked by 8 p.m., but the counting, and especially in those close races, can continue for sometimes weeks. And of course, that would be a massive change where about 250,000 ballots typically arrive after Election Day and are still counted. So Washington Secretary of State Steve Hobbs, who we've had on the show before, says the state is already getting ready for the possibility that voters may need to return ballots earlier or rely more heavily on drop boxes.
I was going to go back and talk about the history of voting in this country, and I had a statistics on crime and those murdered and firebombed, but I don't want to change this whole message because that will probably make some of you uncomfortable. And I know you don't want to be reminded of that. So I'll change gears here. Right here in the state of Washington, 2 elections, 6.5 million ballots, turned up 216 cases. You want to know what the percentage of that is? That's 0.003%. The Heritage Foundation. Have you guys ever heard of them? The Heritage Foundation. Super conservative. Found 15 over the last 20 years. 15. Them themselves.
But gee, isn't it good that they found 15? Don't you want 0? I'm sorry, but that is what's going to come. I'm just getting it ready for you.
I got nothing. You just choked me up.
Yeah, right? I mean, but that is the argument. It's like only them trying so hard. Look it up. Look it up. And you're going to hear of like, hey, my sister got 3 ballots.
And guess what? If she tried to return them, she'd be a felon, and they wouldn't be counted, by the way.
Exactly.
Which is why it takes a while to count the ballots.
Real quick, just recently, Chef, pull this up. Y'all remember, wasn't Jim Walsh, wasn't he recently talking about the ballots in Renton? What happened to that? Why has that gone away?
Oh, we need to.
You remember?
Yeah.
Remember Jim Walsh was in it, and then we had the elections official. We had them on to talk about the facts. We ain't heard Jim Walsh talk about that since.
Well, the other thing that just doesn't make sense is why is it always there was voter fraud? There was a problem if it's a Republican that doesn't win. But I mean, was there much talk about election fraud in 2024 when Trump won?
No.
When Hillary actually got more votes, the popular vote, was there a lot of talk about election fraud when she still lost to Trump? This is the part where I don't get why election fraud is only an issue when your candidate doesn't win.
Can I got one for you guys. And this is when Ursula, when you just said how come it's not 0. You stuck me on that. I didn't have anything to say. And then I thought about something. You know, we've been doing this show 6.5 years, and we talk a lot about elections, right? Guess how many text messages that we've gotten from the good people out here that said, hey, I just want to let you know that my uncle was sitting at the table the other day, and he had 2 ballots, and he was filling them out. Think about this, y'all. We have never, and y'all know, you won't believe me, you'll believe Ursula. Ursula, have we ever had a text by someone saying that one of my friends or family member is cheating voting?
We have had, okay, because I will say everything that I know. We have had someone text and say someone got 2 ballots in the mail.
That wasn't what I said.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I said.
But yeah, no, I hear you. I mean.
Wasn't what I said.
Yeah. But have we ever had someone specifically say they were able to get 2 votes to count? No.
Yeah. My question is have we ever had anyone say, hey, they were filling out 2 ballots at the same time?
No.
Okay. Yeah, that was it. All I had. It was crazy.
No. But one of the things that does keep getting brought up is the whole Christine Gregoire, Dino Rossi thing.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, and I'm just waiting for that to come in. But if you look at a Seattle Times article on this whole, changes that could be in the offing, a former state Republican Party chair Chris Vance was in charge of the state GOP in 2004 during that gubernatorial race between Rossi and Gregoire, and he oversaw a nationally watched lawsuit that was unsuccessful, trying to overturn the results. And he said Republicans documented plenty of mistakes in the 2004 election, including ballots cast in the names of deceased voters and by ineligible felons. But he said they found zero evidence of a fraud scheme carried out by Democrats. And he said in an interview, "You couldn't have looked harder than we did. There has never been a scintilla of evidence of organized fraud that actually makes a difference in an election." That was a quote.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this on the voter fraud stuff. The people that are committing fraud aren't our loved ones and neighbors sitting at the kitchen table filling out the forms. I would think that the fraud comes from other places. But again, in 2024, there was no complaints about fraud in the election. Hey, coming up here next on the Gee and Ursula Show, remember we was talking about cars last week? Or I think it was Monday. I think we kind of, or Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday. We talked about how the frustration that people have going to buy cars. Well, one group is saying, hey, we got a new way for you to come and purchase a vehicle. We'll talk about it next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
There is nothing so special as June in a Northwest garden. Hi, I'm Gina at Sky Nursery. I have been a huge gardener since my now adult kids were shorter than my lavender. This time of year, I like to be out in the garden checking on things, enjoying the afternoon golden hour. If you still have room for new plants, it's a great time to get them in the ground before the summer heat. Explore Sky's colorful tapestry of trees and shrubs, veggies and herbs, fountains, hanging baskets, and more. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store. Learn more at skynursery.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 22nd, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack and a $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gauchard. President Trump has signed the so-called Memorandum of Understanding that will lead an end to the war and a promise from Iran that they will not develop a nuclear weapon. ABC News contributor and former Defense Department official Mike Mulroy says the deal is more beneficial to Iran right now.
This is a totalitarian regime. They spend money on what they want to spend money for. We, I think, rightfully touted that we degraded their ballistic missile capacity and the capacity to manufacture those missiles substantially. They can spend a lot of this money to reconstitute that missile arsenal, and that was considered to be the protector of their nuclear program.
The Strait of Hormuz under the agreement will allow for maritime traffic, but Iran may find ways to charge fees for passing ships. Seattle police are apologizing after sharing misleading information about weekend arrests tied to an Aurora Avenue crackdown. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports.
When SPD announced 6 arrests along Aurora Avenue in North Seattle tied to human trafficking and exploitation, neighbors dealing with an ongoing pimp turf war and prostitution there rejoiced. Then Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office told KIRO 7 TV half of SPD's report was accurate.
The allegations are that they believe they were communicating with either a 14 or 15-year-old girl. And it turns out it was an undercover police officer, and the meetup locations were in West Seattle.
SPD apologized for conflating 2 different operations. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
More than 100 Seattle school bus workers are losing their jobs this summer. KIRO 7 TV's Ranjit Sinha is in Lake City.
First Student, which serves Seattle Public Schools, will get rid of operations at facilities in Belltown and here in the Olympic Hills neighborhood. The layoffs come more than a year after the bus drivers' strike that ended in a new agreement between the Teamsters Local 174 and First Student.
111 employees will be laid off starting August 17th. In Clark County, a deputy broke into a car to save a toddler on a 92-degree day. Newly released body cam video shows last month's rescue.
Are you okay? Yeah, come on, we're going to get out, okay?
Want to get your mom?
Customers outside a grocery store noticed the 2-year-old slumped in his car seat and called 911.
Oh, you're good. Oh, Jesus. Hey, buddy, can you hear me?
He moved a little bit once.
The sheriff's office says the toddler was alone for 16 minutes while the parents spent nearly 30 minutes inside the store. Both now face reckless endangerment charges. A new study shows Seattle is the only World Cup host city not seeing a big surge in travelers. KIRO 7 TV's Didi Sun reports.
According to travel platform Sojourn, Seattle is actually seeing a 21% decrease in flight bookings compared to this time last year. Now, every other host city is seeing an increase, according to that report. The highest ones are Houston, which is up 11%, as well as Dallas, up 9%. New York is up 7% from last year. Now, Seattle is also seeing fewer hotel bookings. And travel analytics firm RateGain says they are down 20% compared to this time last year.
For your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, this traffic report is brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. We're seeing the typical slowdowns on I-5 in both directions through downtown. Northbound is still backed up from the West Seattle Bridge to the Convention Center. Southbound's getting better from Northgate into the Ship Canal Bridge. 405 is heavy in Bellevue and Renton, especially as you get closer to I-90. Some drive times right now. Federal Way to Seattle, about 40. Renton to Bellevue, 26 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes. Earn up to $30 a month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today, harborstone.com/cash. For your forecast, clear skies, lots of sunshine. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. And as you know, technology is changing in so many ways and changing the way we do business in so many ways. And one of the most frustrating experiences can be, if you go to the wrong dealership, is that you can expect to be put through the ringer. You test drive cars, you sit down to talk numbers, and then you have to wonder, is this a great deal or is this going to cost you? But Carvana wants to blow up that entire model. The online used car giant is expanding into new car sales, but with no commission salespeople, no haggling, and no negotiating. Customers browse the inventory online, they scan QR codes on the lot, and then they buy the vehicle through an app. Employees are called advocates. They're not salespeople. They're paid hourly instead of on commission. And at least Carvana says people are tired of high-pressure sales tactics, and they just want a simpler, more transparent experience.
Hey, Ursula, on Tuesday, we talked exactly about this before this thing came out with Carvana. As a matter of fact, someone texted in and said they exclusively use Carvana for their car buying experience. And I talked about how easy it is. If there's one thing that Tesla has done, they have made the car buying experience so simple from the phone. So let me slow down. Let me ask you and everyone a question. Just real simple. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most joyful, how much joy does it bring you to go into a dealership to purchase a car?
Okay, I've got to be totally honest because, as you know, I also endorse Carter Subaru. So the last 2 cars I've purchased were from Carter Subaru. And I've had great experiences there. And that is the reason why I agreed to endorse them. So I'm not trying to do an endorsement here, but traditionally and in the past, I've had some horrible experiences. Yes. It's like it's right up there with a root canal.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that? Why?
Because I wouldn't trust necessarily the salespeople. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't. I felt like they would give me a number, and I couldn't trust that that was actually the best number. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel. Well, in the past, again, I haven't bought a car in a while. My last one was a 2016, as I've shared. But in the past, like my first car was a Mitsubishi, the very first car I ever bought. And thank God I had a friend. My friend Sharon came with me to buy it because she was a lot better at negotiating. But it's like you feel like you're going to get the runaround. Yeah, it's a lot of times it's not a whole lot of fun.
Here's my question for, and by the way, I'm gonna lead this also into businesses because I know right now every headline that people see, oh, this business closed down, this business closed down. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But if there's 10 people that go into the average dealership to purchase the same year, make, model, and everything.
Yeah.
My question to dealerships and all of us right now, why can't the people that walk in all walk out paying the same exact price for the car?
Because they know that there's some suckers out there.
So
right? It's all about their money is based on how much you pay for the car.
So when Carvana comes and says, hey, we're going to take that stress away from you, then these dealerships wonder why people go to that. And they like the advocate thing.
Yes.
What I wanted to say, Ursula, is this. Every day our headlines are talking about people going out of business. And by the way, my heart goes out to people going out of business. But I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, and you guys might not like this. Some people are bad at business. Some people have been running a bad business model. And what happens is that bad business model might have worked for 10 years.
Yeah.
But over these next 4 to 5 years, it's not working anymore. So you have to adapt. See, that's what happens in this world. If you don't adapt, you die. That's life.
Yeah. Maureen, you're absolutely right. And there are going to be more choices. And Maureen in the 253 says, don't forget the whole let me talk to the manager.
Oh.
I got that when I was buying that first car. Actually, a first and second car. When we've got our Honda Pilot, too. And again, I've had better experiences with the last cars I've purchased. But the whole, you're feeling like you're asking for a better deal or you're ready to walk away. Oh, let me talk to the manager.
Maureen, you're so right. I got one for you. How about this one? Have y'all ever had this? Maybe it's just me. Have you ever had them? Write down your number. Write it down on a piece of paper. And let me take that number. Let me go take it to the manager. Yeah. Have you ever had to write down the number, y'all?
Oh yeah.
Write it down on paper.
Gee, you've been talking about the system, right? And you asked why does it exist this way? This is one of these things that we have just learned to accept because we don't know any different.
Thank you.
And the reason is because Washington, like the vast majority of states, legally requires you to purchase your vehicle from a dealer instead of the actual manufacturer. Because these franchise laws require automakers to sell their new cars through dealerships instead of directly to consumers. Tesla got a special carve-out because they said, hey, look, we don't have any dealerships. And lawmakers said, okay, well, I guess that doesn't make sense for you. But we're still stuck with this dealership model, which is bogus. And we've been paying how much over what we should be paying for our cars because of this special franchise law BS.
Now, I'll say, there are people texting in right now, and you're telling me, hey, I've got a great relationship with my dealership.
Yep.
And
I do too.
Okay,
I want to make it clear.
Okay. Yeah. Listen. This is what I want to tell you. If you have a great relationship with your dealership, then probably that dealership is doing really well because they are doing better with the trust. So when you get those, stay with them.
Yes.
So I'm not disrespecting that. I think that is awesome if you have that. All I'm saying is you might have that great relationship. It should be everybody in the state having a great relationship. The dealerships should be required to have a standard. We shouldn't have Aunt Betty go to a dealership and pay $15,000 over what somebody else paid.
Agree.
That shouldn't have. We should protect Aunt Betty. Coming up next here on the Gee Ursula Show, scenarios.
KIRO KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
If you're over 62 and feeling more financial pressure every month, you are not alone. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. I hear from seniors all the time who love their home, want to stay in it, but are worried about how far their money will go. Property taxes are up, insurance is up, monthly bills keep rising, and some of them still have a mortgage payment. A reverse mortgage could help by eliminating that mortgage payment, paying off debts, and giving you more room in your monthly budget. Now, let me say this, it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can make a real difference. When you call Best Mortgage, you work directly with me for a free consultation. I'll explain how it works, answer your questions, and tell you honestly whether it fits your needs. If you're 62 or older and want to learn more about staying in your home with less financial stress, call me today, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better. Live stronger. Start now.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 22nd, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn, understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
You reach a time in your life where you're going to need help. My husband was a big help to me. But then after he died, I didn't have that help. But living here, Aegis is just wonderful. If anything happened to me, they would be right there taking care of me. I feel very safe, very secure, and I'm very happy here.
Voted Best of Western Washington for assisted living and memory care, Aegis Living is the trusted expert in senior living. Visit aegisliving.com/KIRO and see for yourself.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Coming up at 11 o'clock, I'll tell you what. We brought up car buying experiences, and the text line blew up. However, at 11 o'clock, we will talk about this, but something else we talked about on this show did not blow up, and we're going to ask why. Oh, that's decent. Little tease. All right, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
I'm a good-looking guy, and I'm not attached to anyone. I've been good friends with the gal for about 5 years now. In fact, she's probably my best friend, but lately, I'm getting a weird vibe. It's been a few weeks, and she seems to be acting differently. So I asked her to dinner and wanted to bring it up. After a few drinks, she confessed that she thinks she's in love with me. Wow, mind blower to me. This would be much easier if I were a stranger, but I love her as a friend, and I can't imagine it ever being more. I'm just not attracted to her in that type of way. I feel like I have to tell her how I feel, but I also don't want to lose this friendship. So how do you reject someone nicely? Have you had to do this to a friend? What happened? What can I say that will save this relationship? 888-973-5476. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you up to bat first.
I have had to do this with a friend. And it's awkward. And for them, it's painful. And it slightly changes the dynamic of that friendship. But you have to rip the Band-Aid off and say it. I find it interesting, though, that the first thing out of this person's mouth was, I am an attractive guy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Very confident, great. But I think you have to just be honest. There's no way around it. And I think if you're honest and you just say, I love you and I love our friendship, and that's all there is, to this relationship. I'm not interested in pursuing something romantically, but I love and care about you deeply, and I would like to continue our friendship.
Right.
I mean, I think that's the best that you can do. And however that person takes it is how they take it.
Just know your relationship is never going to be the same. That's
it does change.
It's a wrap. It's changed. I told y'all this before. It's like your gym crush. You see what I'm saying? So if you have a gym crush, here's the rule. The rules is simple. Don't say nothing to them. Just admire them from afar. Keep them as motivations, because if you say something to them and they're weird, right? Boom, gym crush is gone. So just in this case,
but what if she thought there was a chance and she just wanted to see? Like, you also might think, if I never bring it up, or if I never throw it out there, maybe he's thinking the same thing. And so, kudos to her for putting it out there. But unfortunately, it didn't work the way you wanted it to. So you have to decide, is this friendship still worthwhile? And I will tell you that I am still friends with the people who, there was two, who I've had to say, yeah, I'm not interested in that kind of way, but I totally love our friendship.
Yeah, well, Ursula, let me raise my hand to something, y'all.
Wait, you guys are just like, no?
Yeah, I mean, we're not no, but we're just like, wow.
Guys will stick around after you have that conversation.
So
women respond differently to this.
I'm not going to sit here. Look, I've been in situations where I've been turned down and like, no, thank you, and all that kind of stuff. You ain't my damn friend. We done. Next.
Seriously?
Hell no, we ain't being friends no more for what?
Well,
I didn't want to be your friend.
Some guys will stick around.
Actually, one of them is a good friend.
Yeah. Just waiting around in the friend zone.
Well, gee, at least you're being honest, though, dude. Like, you were honest. Like, hey, this is what I was interested in.
Yes.
Was a relationship, and now that you said no, I'm out. Women take this differently than men, though.
I think so.
They take it way differently than men. Certainly, do not mention. I can't be in a relationship with you because I'm just not attracted to you. It will devastate her.
Yeah, that's
devastate her.
Hey, fellas, I got a question.
But women just aren't used to rejection, period.
I got a question for the fellas. This is only for the fellas. Sorry, ladies. This is just for the fellas. Text in. I want to ask you something. You mean to tell me you'd have a barbecue at your house and you be okay with your significant other inviting somebody that tried to date her at one point and then it didn't work out, but he's still in the friend zone? Text in. 888-973-9476.
What if he's married?
Even if he's married. Text in, fellas. Just want to talk to you.
You know what, Ursula, you're the unicorn. You and your friend, y'all are unicorns.
Hey, maybe I'm wrong.
But I'm a hell no.
Maybe the fellas are like, yeah, G, come on over, have a beer. Watch some UFC 250.
Because I know what I got, and I know he's still sticking around hoping he can get a shot.
Text in. Friend zone.
Tyson from the 808 says, tell her you've seen too many romantic endeavors ruin good friendships and that you value your friendship too much to risk that. See, that's a nice way to say it.
The text is coming in. 909 said nope. Nick, what you got, man?
It sounds like the ball is in his court. It's not in his court when it comes to how this friendship's going to turn out in the end. As much as you want to preserve the friendship you have with the lady, there's only so much you can control with how both of you feel in the situation. In your head, I'm sure it would be ideal to let the feelings pass and go back to the way things were before they came out. And in some cases, it can work out after the fact. But from what I've heard, it seems like there could be a fizzling out if the feelings are too strong, thinking she can't handle you pumping the brakes on the next level for how strong she's got the feels for you. It's probably going to break her heart knowing that you're going to have to stop where you're at the level. But you know what? Everyone gets friend zone in their life, and it's just something you got to go through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can I point out Mike in Portland? We all really enjoy his text messages. He says, I've been in this exact situation before, and this is what I said, and it went very well. I really appreciate you telling me. I know that couldn't have been easy, and I'm genuinely flattered. You've been an important friend to me for the last 5 years, and I care about you a lot. Now, that is the perfect response.
Now read these responses of the dudes that's texting in right now. Read them responses.
I know.
Hey, Nick.
Mike, we're in the minority here.
Hey,
Nope.
Nick, how about you? What you thinking, bruh?
Everybody gets friend zone, man, and I feel like I think maybe she's going to take it a little harder than he wants it to be.
But would you be friends with somebody after they friend zoned you?
It depends on if they move on and like they're seeing somebody else immediately. But if they are okay being single and they still want to be a friend, then
if you think you still have a shot,
yeah, maybe,
So you're only interested if you have a shot.
Jerry,
is what you're saying.
Jerry the 206, I never agree with you. And Jerry just said friend zone is controlled by women. Yep. More than Gee Ursula Show part, next. Yeah.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront costs. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Trump administration defending the memo of understanding signed between the U.S. and Iran.
Pushing back against critics of the deal, whom he cast as wanting the war to continue, the vice president said he didn't know if Iran can be trusted to change its behavior.
But isn't it worth trying?
The memorandum of understanding has the U.S. waiving sanctions and dropping its blockade to allow Iran to immediately sell its oil. Still, J.D. Vance insists the U.S. has Iran in an economic chokehold. While Iran's broader malign activities are not specifically mentioned in the MOU, Vance indicated the U.S. might strike Iran again if it begins funding terrorism. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, the White House.
Gulf Coast states still under the threat of flooding from Tropical Storm Arthur. It's delivered up to a half a foot of rain per hour in some areas. In England, police say a 3-year-old boy was thrown into a zoo crocodile enclosure at a wildlife park about an hour outside London. Police say a man has been arrested. The boy rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. This is ABC News. In Lower Manhattan, a parade for the ages celebrating the New York Knicks NBA championship win. It's been 53 years since the Knicks held the title. Crowds turning out early for the ticker tape parade where security was tight. ABC's Aaron Katursky along the parade route early on, too, as people tried to get a spot to cheer on their team.
The vibe down here is simply joyous. Nobody wants to miss this. We saw crowds of people crammed into the subway, streaming across on foot along the Brooklyn Bridge. Nobody wants to miss a celebration of these New York Knicks.
The head of the Apple warning purchasing their products can soon cost a little bit more.
CEO Tim Cook says customers should expect price hikes, telling the Wall Street Journal they're unavoidable. Cook did not say when the increases will take place or on which products they'll affect, but he did tell the Journal the upcoming price hikes are being caused by an ongoing shortage of memory and storage chips.
ABC's Sophie Flay, Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Seattle police are facing heavy criticism, but first, KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. This traffic report is brought to you by the KIRO News Radio app. Starting in the south, Tacoma traffic on northbound I-5 is crawling at 42 minutes into Seattle. The heaviest slowdown is through Fife. From Federal Way, it's a 28-minute drive into downtown. In the east, Renton drivers on 405 North are looking at 24 minutes right now into Bellevue. And once you hit Bellevue, westbound 520 is holding steady at 40 minutes into Seattle. Up north, Linwood drivers on southbound I-5 are seeing a 34-minute ride into downtown Seattle with brake lights starting around Alderwood. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app, listen to your favorite shows, and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Seattle police are acknowledging they misled the public about 6 arrests tied to an Aurora Avenue crackdown.
There wasn't a mention in the charging documents of Aurora.
Most of the arrests SPD promoted as part of the successful operation were actually made in West Seattle. Casey McNerthy with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office told KIRO 7 TV.
The allegations are that they believe they were communicating with either a 14 or 15-year-old girl. And it turns out it was an undercover police officer, and the meetup locations were in West Seattle.
SPD apologized for conflating 2 different operations, including 5 arrests in West Seattle and just 1 arrest on Aurora. The largest school district in Washington is bracing for a major loss of bus drivers. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha reports First Student will shut down operations in Seattle's Belltown and Olympic Hills neighborhoods.
It's anticipated that 111 employees will be laid off at these locations on August 17th. The Lake City Way facility will close, but Belltown will remain open. And the employees that are not being let go here in August at this Lake City facility will be transitioned over to the Belltown facility, where they will continue to work according to that WARN notice.
As World Cup crowds pour into Seattle, emergency responders are stepping up preparations, including the UW's medical helicopters. Airlift Northwest says it's ready to deploy multiple aircraft if needed during the tournament. Executive Director Jeffrey Ritchie.
If there was a call that we needed to land on the freeway, EMS, whoever is on scene, would shut down the freeway at that point and bring us in, and that's in conjunction with the Washington State Patrol or the local police department to be able to do that.
That sound courtesy of UW Medicine. The team says it's ready for anything from routine calls to large-scale emergencies. It is becoming a tragic and record-breaking year for gray whales in Washington state. The Cascadia Research Collective reports 3 more dead whales washed ashore in Grays Harbor County this week. That brings the statewide total to 30 deaths so far in 2026. This is now the second highest number of whale deaths we've seen in 50 years. 2 of the newest whales were too badly decomposed for experts to figure out how they died. However, researchers say severe malnutrition is the most common cause behind the massive die-off. There's a little splash of good news, though, in Puget Sound. A new orca calf has been spotted. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun reports.
Well, researchers confirmed the birth in the L pod of the endangered southern resident killer whale population. Researchers say chances of survival for the first few months are really tough, with dwindling supplies of Chinook salmon.
So while we are excited, we always have this note of cautious optimism. You never know if these whales are going to make it through their first year. And the bigger story for these whales is that this population has really failed to grow, and that's what they need to be doing to thrive.
But like researchers say, every new calf is a sign of new hope.
KIRO News Radio weather, clear skies and sunshine today. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, everybody, it is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to Ursula. And I think we're going to be talking World Cup.
Oh, yeah, we are. And I've been dying to ask you about your experience as the World Cup MC for Seattle games.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get into a little bit of that. And we can't overlook the fact that we've got a big fat party going on.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, and tomorrow is going to be big day.
So
we're going to get into it because I want to find out what you go through as one of the MCs and what that entails.
34 in the world, by the way.
You're gonna.
There's 34 MCs in the world.
You are breathing rare air. That is so cool. A Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Okay, so as we've been saying, one of the biggest parties in Seattle history kicks off at noon tomorrow when Team USA hosts Team Australia for what is the most anticipated World Cup match our city is going to be hosting, right? And we do have a guest joining us here in just a second. But Gee, you are going to be the man on the pitch who gets the party started. So you were sharing with us this morning, like, what your role is.
All right. So you get to the stadium, right? And you get into the stadium, you get your popcorn, your beer, whatever the case might be. And you're in there like, oh, this stadium's nice and everything. And then all of a sudden, right? Like you're talking about an hour and a half, 90 minutes before kickoff, right? And then all of a sudden they hit that music right there. You start to get the music, turn it down a little bit. And then you just hear this boom that comes over and it says, fans in the stadium and around the globe. Welcome to the most beautiful city in the world. Welcome to Seattle. You are here for the match. Team Australia versus Team USA. I'm one of your hosts. I'm G. Scott, and I'm grateful to be with you today. And I keep going.
Okay, you make it sound so okay. Like, what are you? Yeah, what are you feeling at this moment? Like you said, you were one of 34 who has been asked to do this. You've been hired to do this, and
I'll tell you.
Like, are you?
I'll tell you. What it
goosebumps, or is it nerves? What is it?
I'll tell you what it feels like. When I played basketball in high school and college, it feels like you get a steal at half court, and it's a breakaway, and it's you by yourself at the rim. And that moment, and you know what you're getting ready to do to that thing.
Yes.
And you're getting ready to dunk that basketball. So when I get ready to, and I say the most beautiful city in the world, I can hold that for a long time.
I know.
And so growing up, I saw Bruce, all the legends, the buffers, and all that kind of stuff. Like, all right, let's bring on another guy.
Well, wait. Before we bring on the other guy, can you bring in our guest? But do it in the voice. Back up for the mic.
Okay.
And do it in the voice that you use. Because you were kind of chill over there.
I was chilling.
Yeah, you were chill. I want you to do full on G. Scott at the stadium. What are you doing to introduce our next guest?
Fans in the stadium and around the globe. Welcome to the most beautiful city in the world. Welcome to Seattle. Coming up right here on the show. He's right here from the Seattle area, born and raised. His love for soccer is imaginable at best. Please welcome, they call him Stretch, Matt Stretch Johnson.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what do I say besides thanks for having me on? The bar is raised, I bet. This makes me a little nervous. And I don't mean to correct anybody, but the party actually starts at probably 8 a.m.
That's
9
true.
a.m.
That's true.
But
the official kickoff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The official. What G's going to witness and what I'm going to witness is a once-in-a-lifetime deal where Seattle is hosting such an important match for their country. And the match matters, right? It's not a friendly. It's not just a ho-hum thing. I mean, you get through this one and then you're well on your way to winning the group, and here we go. So it's going to be electric. It's a once-in-a-lifetime deal at Lumen Field tomorrow.
Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up because there is a possibility. We don't know who will be playing in match number 6 here in Seattle. And tell us the ways that we could potentially see USA back here in match 6, Matt Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. If you win the group, if the USA, I should say, win the group, they would play in Santa Clara in the round of 32. They'll play a third-place team. With the expansion of the tournament this year, the best 8 third-place teams move on to a knockout match. So USA should win that match. If they do, they come up to Seattle to play the round of 16. This is all contingent on winning the group. If they don't win the group and they come in second, they'll be Midwest. That's the closest they'll be. But if the USA win the group and win the round of 32, they'll be here for the round of 16 match, and they should play Belgium, who are beatable. With 60,000 of your favorite friends. I mean, the Belgians, they definitely travel, but I mean, there is a home court advantage here in soccer. There really is. I mean, you're going to hear, Gee, you've been around the Hawks. I don't want to say it's going to be as loud as Beastquake or as loud as the NFC Championship, but it's going to be right there. It is going to be right there. And the difference between maybe a Seahawks game and this game, it'll be a constant buzz. It won't be 3rd and 12 and you sack somebody. It is going to be a constant buzz, and it'll be amazing.
I think the difference is in that you comparing a great comparison that is maybe it's not Beastquake, maybe it's not the tip in the NFC Championship game 2013, but I'll tell you what it is. The difference is yes, you have everybody in the stadium. But when I say around the world, you are literally going to get people from around the world. And remember, this is the 250th birthday of America, right? We are getting close to the 4th of July. People are going to be paying attention to USA. So all eyes will be on this stadium in this city tomorrow.
Yeah, a 2-hour commercial for how beautiful our city is. That's the best part. We're sitting here with this weather. We're sitting here what we know, and we get to show up, show out, and show off our city. That's the most fun. Is we talked about it the other day in studio that the city is gorgeous, and you get to see the water, you get to see the ferry boats, Pike Place Market, the whole thing, and yet the cherry on top is this amazing match, which USA are favored, and they quote unquote should get through past Australia, even though their confidence has got to be sky high after their win on Saturday versus Turkey. But still, the world will be watching. I think a lot of the world, England, maybe France, they want USA to fail. They don't want the Americans to do too much. And here we are. And it's going to be, you're going to witness, and those 65,000+ fans are going to witness something very special tomorrow at noon.
Matt, I want to ask you how special this is to be part of this whole thing, and just put it into perspective in terms of sporting events that you are a part of in Washington.
Well, one, nice to see you, Ursula. I haven't seen you in a few years. Great to see you. I've known you. I've met you in 2005 when I joined the Seahawks.
Yes.
For me personally, this is massive. I've been very spoiled. I've been very lucky to go to 5-6 Super Bowls with the team that I worked for, winning one and being a part of a special group. I've been lucky enough to do a number of things, but I don't know, there's club, which would be Sounders and Seahawks, and I should obviously mention the Sounders. I called 4 MLS Cups. We won 2 of them. Very special in Toronto a couple different nights, and the build-up and being around Brian Schmetzer and the soccer community. But you go from club, like Seahawks and Sounders, and you go to country, and it just moves up about 100 times, right? The whole thing is, everyone gets along, right? Maybe Oregon Duck fans and UW fans don't get along, but they all get along for an event like tomorrow, right? You're all cheering, you're all pulling the same way. And so it's up there. That's why for me, going to this is a no-brainer. Getting tickets regardless of the price was a no-brainer. And Ursula, as you know, my brother and I have been doing this since 1994, traveling all around the world. This is my 9th World Cup, and to have it in my backyard, I can say that I don't have to pay for airfare and I don't have to pay for a hotel. So that's why I can pay a little more and not feel terrible about it.
And I want to just mention again, because you brought up that people are from all around the world are able to see the beauty that is this beautiful place that we live in. And so often in the daily news that we talk about, Gee, you and I are always talking about, the problems this, the problems that, and so much negativity. What do you think, Matt, the city of Seattle is doing right when it comes to hosting this game or these games?
Well, yeah, as I told G the other day when we spoke, I was nervous Monday. I was nervous when Belgium played Egypt. I was nervous about how my home city would show. And And I think it was because we're proud here, right? And people might not know Seattle outside of some of the bad news that's been going on since COVID, and people only read some of the negativity, and they're not here from June to September when it's right there with the top cities in the world, right?
1,000%.
I believe, anyways.
Yes.
I mean,
agree.
From whatever months we joke about our summer is, if it's July 5th, to Labor Day, but we live in a gorgeous place, and people here are friendly. That's the deal. You go in a lot of places across America, and there aren't a lot. You can go to Philadelphia, and if you like the in-your-face sort of thing, or Atlantic City, and they can be a little rough around the edges. New York, people are nice in Seattle, and it's fun to have everybody come here, and you hear people from all over the world. I met people from all over the world after the Belgian game on Monday, and they were like, everyone's so nice. The city's so beautiful. It's clean. It feels safe. Aren't these things that we worry about? We've been talking about for the last couple of years. Like what? Safe, clean, and it's different for the outsiders who have come here for the first time. They're getting to a Mariner game. They're getting on a ferry boat. They're going to Alki Point, and it's kind of a step back. Yeah, maybe we need to come back and say and appreciate what this area brings in a positive sense. And yes, the negatives should be thrown out there. And how do we change some of these things? Absolutely. But my commentary is it is beautiful.
Yes.
We do live in a beautiful area. We do live in a friendly area, and everybody around the world gets to discover it. And it's so fun to see. Well, I can't stand social media, but I'm addicted right now for the next couple of weeks. But it's so fun to see. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I would never think to
Freddie,
come to
the German
Seattle.
dude.
Yeah. I would never come to Seattle except for my team is here, and I can't believe I didn't know how beautiful it was. I can't believe how many great restaurants there are. The stadiums are right next to each other. And so Monday, it was incredible how the World Cup committee, let's give them credit. They've been working on it for 4 years. How they set everything up, how the restaurants all have their tables outside on the sidewalks, how the restaurant owners aren't getting stressed out if you got a beer outside their plate. It's all different for about 2 weeks. And it's a reminder of how beautiful this area is.
You're listening to the voice of Matt Johnson, former Sounders play-by-play announcer here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Okay, there's people listening right now, and they're like, okay, Matt Johnson, we're going to be rooting for Team USA. Give us 2 to 3 players that folks listening like, okay, let's get behind that player. Give us some folks.
Well, I think Pulisic, he got knocked in the calf last week, and so let's see his health. He's basically our left winger to make it very easy. If he's on the pitch, it really changes everything. He's a danger every time he touches the ball. I think it's a collective, G, and I think it's even easier for people to understand who aren't into soccer that it's a collective with the U.S. team. If they defend as well as they did versus Paraguay last Friday, this team's going to be tough to beat. They will be tough to break down. A couple cliches the late, great Ziggy Schmid used to tell me is, goals change games. And if you can get that early goal, if you can get up on Australia, who's going to be flying high with confidence, you're going to be fine. If you can get that first goal, it just changes. It tilts the field. It tilts the mentality, and you can move forward. So I think instead of pointing out a couple guys, I would say it's a collective with Team USA because they don't have the superstars per se, but as a group, if everyone shows up like they did last Friday, this team will beat Australia tomorrow.
Okay, after the match, when I'm done, I'm going out into the city. I'm going to be around the stadium. Where you going to be, man? You know what I'm saying? Where you going to be?
Right up. Well, there's a couple more great matches. That's the best part about Pioneer Square is they're showing, I think there's 4. Today it starts, for those who don't like soccer, good luck to you. Today it starts 4 matches per day. Next Wednesday, there's 6 matches a day. So after our match later in the afternoon, I want to say it's 8. I better be home by 8 p.m. But Turkey and Paraguay play. That's the other 2 teams in our group.
Yeah.
But so from the first match of the group, it now ratchets it up. Like for some of these teams, it's a must win. This second game is a must win or you're out.
Matt, you ain't gonna be home by 8 p.m.
I better. I got to be honest, Belgium. I wasn't home till 10:30, and that took me a day or so to recover. That was unexpected. I went from I'm not drinking, I'm going straight home after the light rail to up on Queen Anne till 10:30 at my cousin's restaurant, and I got to change something because I'm busy tomorrow. I'm busy Saturday, I should say. But
okay,
so the second match is kind of a must win for some of these countries, and so it's going to up the pressure. It's going to up the tempo, and it'll be very entertaining to those interested.
Well, Ursula, just so you all know, so there's obviously two teams. And my partner, my co-host with me in the stadium,
yes.
Angelica Salem, who is, by the way, she's incredible.
Yes,
what she does.
I've seen her on Kraken games.
Kraken,
right? Yes.
Storm.
Yes,
Angelica. She's Angelica. So I'm sorry, Angelica. She's awesome.
She's very good. She's very good.
Very good. So the thing is so when you guys come to the stadium, I'm going to share something with you. Okay, don't be mad. But we got to make it a great for the stadium, right? So Angelica is going to be for Team USA.
Uh-huh.
And she's going to ask me, like, hey, G, who do you got in this game?
Oh, no.
And so hey, Matt Johnson, this is how I'm going to respond. I'm going to respond like this. She's going to ask me, G, who do you got in this game? And I'm going to say, oh, funny you should ask. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. And the crowd's going to go, yeah! Because you got to, that's the thing. You have to make the stadium like really hyped up. Now, it'll be two people that's mad at me, but at the end of the day, it makes for fun.
Yes.
Right?
Makes it a memorable experience.
The other kicker to that is the Australian fans. They don't need any help getting hyped up.
I was going to say
they are such a fun group. I was sitting next to a bunch of them up in Vancouver.
Yeah,
they won't need any hyping up, but they will be there, and that's the thing. In the collective, there'll be USA fans and Australian fans, and the place will be loud as heck. I mean, it will just be great. But you failed. That's great that you mentioned that you will be with Australia there at the very end of this interview. You will be right. Yeah, that's interesting timing that you threw that in there, G.
It'll only be momentary.
Hey,
it's like a Friday news
exactly.
Hey, Matt Johnson, thanks, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
You got it. Thanks for having me on, you guys. Thanks for having me on.
No doubt. Hey,
before we go on, I just need to say I am incredibly proud of you, G.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
seriously,
this is a big darn deal.
Appreciate it.
This is really a big darn deal. Can we hear from you tomorrow?
Oh yeah, you hear from me tomorrow.
Okay, good.
People Magazine hear from you tomorrow too.
Get out!
Yeah.
Get out!
I don't know if that story is so positive.
Oh.
For whom?
Hey,
really?
So it's a big day tomorrow, and you're going to be at Team USA
Australia.
Oh, I know. Big event going. What are you missing? All right, coming up next.
That angle.
Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Agree to disagree. Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Do you use AI? Do your neighbors or colleagues? New Microsoft findings show how AI use is spreading across the U.S., highlighting where adoption is highest at both the state and county level. Microsoft President and Vice Chair Brad Smith has more.
Over 30% of working-age Americans are using AI, but while the U.S. leads in innovation, it ranks just 21st in global adoption, due in part to uneven use across the country.
The report highlights widening urban-rural gaps, but college towns like Williamsburg, Virginia, and Story, Iowa stand out, showing some of the highest AI usage rates globally.
As demand grows, AI will become a foundational technology on par with the internet. It'll reshape how people learn and work. Closing the AI adoption gap will be key to ensuring its economic benefits are shared more broadly.
View the report and see how your state compares at aka.ms/USAI diffusion.
Jason Rance here with Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Greg, there are a ton of national advertisers offering services similar to yours. Why shouldn't I go with one of them?
National firms are an interesting phenomena, if you will, because I hear from clients that tried them initially, and they tell me these stories that are just really hard to believe, Jason. They'll call, and the person that they're talking to is really a salesperson. They don't really know the tax resolution business at all. They're trying to make a sale. And so they overpromise, and they'll hook them with a very low initial fee. Then when that case starts moving down the road, all of a sudden the person's getting a phone call. Oh, you need to pay us thousands of dollars to get this thing done. And they tell me sometimes it never gets done.
So it's a tax resolution scheme without any of the resolution.
I really believe part of it is.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn with None Better Tax Resolution. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Life doesn't have to slow you down just because costs are up. At Subaru of Puyallup, fuel-efficient models help you go farther with the confidence of all-wheel drive. And you have to experience the newly redesigned Subaru Outback with bold styling, advanced safety, an upgraded touchscreen, and even more capability. For stress-free pricing, a huge selection, and current offers, stop by Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership. Part of the Harnish Auto family. Visit SubaruofPuyallup.com.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some carry groceries, prepare meals, or simply hold a hand. Caregivers are the everyday heroes who keep our communities strong. Right now, Washington needs more of these heroes. People like you, ready to make a difference in someone's life. Caregiver Careers Washington offers online resources and guidance to help you get trained and start your caregiving career. Become a hero not just to the person you care for, but to their family and their community. Visit caregivercareerswa.com today.
Sponsored by DSHS and aired by the WSAB and this station.
There's nothing so special as June in a Northwest garden, and it's a great time to get to Sky Nursery and plant before the summer heat. Explore Sky's colorful tapestry of trees and shrubs, veggies and herbs, fountains, hanging baskets, and more. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store. SkyNursery.com.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, want to consider Aegis Living Respite Care. A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub with exciting news. Our mid-year clearance event is on. You'll score big savings on all in-stock saltwater hot tubs and fabulous saunas. Plus, deep discounts on newly released floor model swim spas. These deals are incredible. But don't wait. Our mid-year clearance ends June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub. Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Former First Lady Michelle Obama spoke today at the dedication ceremony for the Obama Presidential Center in Chicago. She addressed her husband, former President Obama, directly during her remarks.
You did it all with such grace and class and cool that you made the hardest job in the world look like a walk in this beautiful park.
Otherwise, today, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled a long-standing federal gun ban for people who use a controlled substance illegally is now unconstitutional. The case stems from a plaintiff who owned a gun in Texas and admitted to using marijuana several times a week. The ruling, which was unanimous, is seen as a blow to the Trump administration. More from ABC's Devin Dwyer.
Gorsuch said the decision was narrow. It leaves untouched aspects of the law that continue to ban addicts of controlled substances, people who are high on those substances, people who are deemed a danger to themselves or others. They are all still prohibited under federal law from having a gun.
Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is launching a crackdown on open-air drug markets targeting 2 Seattle neighborhoods struggling with persistent crime. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports, in a policy twist, the mayor will now send offenders to jail as well as diversion programs.
In the open-air drug markets along 12th and Jackson in Little Saigon and just up the street in Beacon Hill, dozens of dealers, addicts, and the homeless buy and sell stolen goods, everything from laundry detergent to clothing to alcohol, and they sell, buy, and use meth and fentanyl. No more, Mayor Wilson says in a new web post, spelling out expanded police presence, and offenders will now be booked into jail or enrolled in the lead diversion program. She's also giving $1.1 million to outreach organizations committed, she says, to helping people change their lives. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We are just 24 hours away from USA versus Australia World Cup match here in Seattle. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports tickets are still available, but they are not cheap.
For 2 seats together, StubHub has tickets starting around $2,200 a piece. Game Time also has several dozen tickets up for grabs. Those start slightly cheaper at about $2,000 a ticket. But there's also several watch parties at Westlake Park, Pioneer Square. You can hit up the Seattle waterfront. But I will let you know that the tickets for Pier 62 and the Party Barge are sold out for tomorrow.
Now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. This traffic report is brought to you by D.R. Horton. Northbound I-5 is slow from Boeing Field down to downtown, about a 12-minute drive right now. Southbound I-5 is holding steady. Everett to Seattle is roughly 28 minutes. On 405, except heavy volume from southbound Linwood to Bellevue. Drive time there about 24 minutes. Northbound moving better at 20. Across the lake, SR20 or SR 520 is flowing well. Redmond to Seattle in 15 minutes. I-90 is a bit tougher at 18. That's about all that we have going on. Look for the best deal on a new home. Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder. For your forecast, clear skies and sunshine. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is 11:34 on this beautiful Thursday morning. It is time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Okay, I got to be honest. This is coming from Dear Prudence today, because I think this is going to resonate with anyone who has a frugal family member. Might be a little embarrassed about it. My mother-in-law has an embarrassing habit. Whenever we go somewhere that doesn't allow outside food, she brings her own anyways. And we're not talking about sneaking in like a granola bar. She packs a large red cooler with the first aid symbol on it and claims to have severe celiac, so security will let her bring it inside. She's even got a forged doctor note, despite not having dietary restrictions, and openly admits she does this because she's cheap. The food is not discreet. She recently brought a rotisserie chicken to a baseball game. At a water park, she assembled a charcuterie board. I told her she's abusing accommodations meant for people with real medical conditions, but she doesn't care, saying that any place charging $20 for a beer deserves to be outsmarted. Husband says it's not worth fighting over because she's been doing it for years and she's not going to stop. I'm so embarrassed I don't want to go out in public with her anymore. Ursula, how would you handle this?
stop going out in public with her if you're so embarrassed.
Okay.
I mean, you've already raised your issues with it. I think this woman has gone to an extreme to forge, to put a fake thing to. I mean, it's not outsmarting. At this point, it's like
people know they're letting her.
Yeah, it's going so far. It's part of her DNA. So more power to her. But if it really bothers you, don't go out in public with her.
Anything wrong?
I'm a piggyback on Ursula.
All right.
And you know what? I want to take this time because I don't know if Ursula wants to throw her significant other under the bus, but I'll throw mine.
I'll throw myself under the bus, but go ahead.
Well, my wife's cheap. She really is. She's frugal.
In what way?
In different, right. In just the most random ways. For an example, it would be something like, hey, I chose not to get that rental car because it was $75 a day. I'm trying to find something that's less than that.
I appreciate that though.
Do you back of the plane?
I was about to say, I respect that. Like what I'm saying is I think that today I'm the way I am with money because of my wife. And I think compared to where I was before and where I am now, it's crazy. It has rubbed off on me. So I was giving her
props. Yeah.
I'm giving her praise for it.
Because if two of you did not care about the spending, then you would be in a whole different situation. And that is the case in my household too. So I will give props to Mark for being the one who is going to find ways. Now, there are certain things though that I will try to cut corners.
Like what?
For example, I mean, I do try I do spend the time looking for the cheaper flights. I do spend the time looking for, anywhere I can cut because there are other areas where I don't cut. And I know that about myself. And I am frivolous with my spending versus being frugal. So I've got to find some kind of balance some way. But if Mark weren't the way that he was, we'd be in a
becomes a spending competition, right?
Like we would be in trouble.
Yes.
My significant other, she doesn't.
Yes.
Like man,
but I don't think it's cheap. I mean, the scenario that you described is too smart.
We could sit here and dance around it,
but we all sneak stuff in, right?
I don't think our listeners want to hear the truth.
Okay, well, here's the truth that I do every once in a while.
Yeah,
I've shared that with you because sometimes I want a soda with my meal, and so my kids do get embarrassed. But I will actually tell the server if it's okay. I brought my own soda. I'm happy to buy. And the reason I do that is because
what soda?
Very diet root beer. Because it's caffeine free. And if it's after 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night, I cannot drink caffeine or I'll stay up all night. So I'll let them know and I'll tell them I'll even buy a drink. And they're like, oh, no, don't even worry about it. Okay, I said I was going to throw myself under the bus.
Yeah,
hey.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
And I do sneak in snacks in the theater on rare occasions that I go.
Yeah, if they ain't got anything good. Yep. All right, I can't believe I read this in the Wall Street Journal. Adults are throwing half birthday parties. Younger adults are throwing themed picnics, booking DJs for their, 27 and a half birthday, 32 and a half years old. What do you think about half birthdays for adults, let alone?
I'm quite sure that, Chef, you don't like celebrations, so you don't like fun.
What are you talking about?
Okay, well, then how about this?
I'm so much fun.
Wait, here's the first of agree to disagree history. Okay. I'm defaulting my answer to you, Chef. You tell me what you think.
I think it's ridiculous. If you want to have a party, just throw a party. Like, don't say we're celebrating my half birthday. Just be like, hey, it's a random Tuesday. Let's get together.
But why dump on someone's joy if they want to
a half birthday party?
There isn't enough joy in life, so you're going to just give an excuse. You could just say, "Let's do it on a random Saturday," or you could say, "Hey, let's celebrate my half birthday."
There's no way if you encountered this headline without me presenting it, you would not find it completely ridiculous. Half birthdays as an adult.
Can I?
Well, it's half birthdays as a child. I mean,
Yes,
do you
that's
do half
ridiculous.
birthdays?
No.
Yes,
Who does
exactly.
that?
So, but my point is, if you want to celebrate, life is too short.
Sure.
Life is too stressful.
Yes.
Why not find reasons to find joy and say, hey, I'm going to have a party?
Because you can have a party for a reason that doesn't revolve around narcissism.
But why does it bother you?
I find it so silly.
I need you guys to do me a favor. Text in right now if one of the most endearing qualities of Chef and how this dude.
That's so generous of you.
Like, seriously.
No, I love how you frame that.
He's like, hey, man.
Hey, Garth and Midland's right there with Chef. A half birthday party? Could it be narcissistic?
Yes. The only people who are allowed to throw half birthday parties are people who have a birthday on Christmas.
Wait a minute. My half birthday. That would be, what, February 8th?
The birthday month. You need a half birthday,
Well,
too.
Gee likes the birthday month.
I know.
No,
I'll give you that.
No, only this time.
Okay.
Only this time.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, coming up next, we'll do text messages, but there's a few text messages that have come in, and then something was said on the show, and I want to respond to it because I have to. It's in my heart to tell you. Stick around. Next, Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Let's talk real here for a second. Y'all know summertime is supposed to be about sunshine and the kids having fun. Well, when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, it grows fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. Now, if your family qualifies, you could receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer. That's food in your cart and a little less pressure on your budget. Now, there's no catch. There's no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes, check it out. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for families this summer.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. Eggs are an incredible source of protein and omega-3s. But have you thought about what the hens eat to make healthier eggs? At Wilcox Farms, our hens enjoy organic pastures and a diet of organic grains and flaxseed, creating vibrant yolks, richer flavor, and real nutrition for your family. Next time you're at the store, choose Wilcox Eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value, including testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
Jazz Alley invites you to a night of smooth grooves and all-star musicianship with the Jazz Funk Soul Quintet, featuring Jeff Lorber, Everett Harp, and Paul Jackson Jr., June 18th through the 21st. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Advanced Hair Restoration, the simple one-day hair loss solution that's guaranteed to regrow your own natural hair. AdvancedHair.com. AdvancedHair.com.
Hey, everybody. It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Now, I know it's time for text messages, but I had something I just wanted to say because there was a lot of text messages, Ursula, that came in and people says, oh, Gee, congrats and on being the MC and Ursula, you made it, like you're proud and everything.
Yes.
Being one of 34 MCs in the world.
It's a big darn deal. And then there's going to be a People magazine article.
No doubt. But I have to make this point. And this is what I talk about every single day on my social media. Yes, I've worked hard. And a lot of other people have worked hard. And Ursula, my whole point is this World Cup thing, Lillian is the one that got the email because she handles all my inquiries and business stuff. She told me about it. I said, no, because I don't focus on soccer. Lillian says, well, I'm going to fill it out and I'm going to send your reel anyways. Okay?
That's so awesome.
And then they come back and they say, we want you to do it. The reason why I'm telling that story is because I just want to repeat the things that I talk about all the time. And this is why I never just celebrate with just me. You can work hard in life and you still sometimes need a little bit of luck. You see what I'm saying? So my life.
You not only need a little bit of luck, but you need a little bit of Lillian in your life.
You need somebody to believe in you.
Somebody who is, there to say, hey, no, actually,
well,
you could do this.
Well, before that, you just never know, right? Christmas time, you decided to do a fill-in show. You did it, and then your son says, hey, you and Gee should do a show. You tell the bosses. What if you don't ever tell them?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I have to just really point out, there's somebody right now that you're just like, man, I'm having a hard time.
Yes, Gee. And nothing's going right in life.
Nothing's going right. This is what I want to tell you. I want to tell you, please keep going. because you never know what the next day brings.
Yeah.
Every day is it's literally $1 million opportunity. You have no idea where something
So
goes.
true. Your trajectory can change in a moment's notice.
In a moment's notice. So as much as I say thank you to all of you for giving me praise, I just have to show love to the many people that have helped me get to where I am today. And this is why I talk about this all the time. I'm never going to talk about the one door that I've walked through. I'm always going to talk about how the door I walk through needs to be wider so other people can walk through it.
No, I love that. I love that. Agree. And thank you for bringing that up. But we're very excited for you tomorrow. And I'll be working, even though tomorrow's a holiday.
Yeah.
I'll be working. I'm not sure who I'm going to be working with. Chef, you're going to be here?
Yeah, Angela.
Angela will be here too. And we're expecting you to join us.
You know what? I thought
Can you?
I thought of what you said. Absolutely not.
Oh, cannot.
I'm not going to lie to you. I know I cannot.
Okay.
I will be at the stadium at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Match starts at 2 p.m.
Yeah, well, you'll be all business.
I cannot talk to anybody.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll think of you. You'll be here in spirit.
Okay.
How's that?
I'll do that. Yep.
Okay. We have a couple of text messages. Washington's mail-in voting could be eviscerated by Trump administration proposals. Scott in the 360. We were asking, hey, have you had any experience with fraud and with the mail-in balloting? Scott in the 360 said, when my mom was in the final stage of dementia, my dad wanted to help her fill out her ballots. I refused and sent it back unopened. And it's good because doing so would have been a felony, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Dina in Sumner says, I was asked to fill out my ex-husband's ballot one year because he waited until the last minute and wasn't going to be home. They kicked it back because my signature that I forged for him did not match his authentic signature. It came with a letter about forgery and the laws regarding fraud, and it kind of scared me. And let's go all the way to scenarios rejecting a good friend who wants to be more. My best friend in the world is a woman who rejected me. It took some time to reset, but it was absolutely worth it. There's a lot of love between us both ways, just not romantic love. Was that Eric in Columbia City? I believe that was.
Yes, it was.
Shocker. Words to live by. What do you got?
Yeah, I love Eric in Columbia City. Hey, this is from Brene Brown, who says, joy comes to us in moments, ordinary moments. We will miss out enjoying when we get too busy chasing down the extraordinary. So you always got to remember that.
I do like Brene Brown.
Oh, me too.
I really do. Nick, what do you got, bruh?
Well, we're just about one day away from Game 2 at our place. After getting that first World Cup taste on Monday, we embraced. But this time around, the stakes are feeling higher from what we knew as our team from Down Under take on our hometown U.S. crew. And it might become a risky move for G to make a pick for the Aussie team to take the dub, thinking he's being slick. Hopefully, for his sake, there's more of their fans in the stands to save him from the boo birds when he's chanting Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. Might be risky.
Good stuff. Hey, Nick, real quick. The Mariners, they did lose yesterday, and I saw Julio went out in the 6th. He good?
Well, we're going to find out. Yeah, they kind of keep it on the down low if there's an injury or something, but hopefully he's going to be all right, yeah.
All right, we need the Mariners getting back, staying on top of the standings.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Ursula. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Enjoy
have a good
tomorrow.
show tomorrow, no doubt. Chef, thank you. By the way, Chef, the majority of the text messages on the 27.5 birthday was with you.
Amen.
Yes.
The world is right.
Nikki says, Chef says the quiet part out loud.
And for the record, G, you and I both said, yeah, we'd never have a half birthday.
We said that. Hey, we said that off the air. Hey, thanks, Nick.
You too,
Appreciate
man.
you. Hey, the Jake and Spike show comes in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you when they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Please be advised. You may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, bean sprouts, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
Wait, what? I thought those were good for me.
Turns out, not for everyone, because what's healthy for one person can cause inflammation for another. And the only way to really know what your body needs is to listen to it.
Listen how?
That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to understand what's happening inside you right now. When your results come in, you'll learn exactly which foods to eat, which to avoid, and which supplements are right for you, all based on the world's largest RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase. Viome. Trust your gut.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver. From New Nordic. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon, CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's fast